Hi there and welcome back to my playthrough of Star Trek Fleet Captains. People out there want to see some battle actions, and as a Federation player has at least 2 of these missions, I think I will really have the USS Excelsior go after the IKS Corina. Hopefully this sector here is not that big so that I can move through within this action, because I definitely can change my system settings here, but of course I have to keep my weapon up high, and you're only allowed to do one, let's say, power adjustment during your turn for each of your ship. Okay, so let's see, we will move the USS Excelsior to this sector here, and here we have a class 4 Nebula with a sensor of -4. I think that's not overall bad. So let's move the Excelsior there. We have to roll for the encounter, of course. On a roll of a 1 or 3 or 1, 2, 3, we will have an encounter. Yes, in this case we have to draw an encounter card, and this would be Ferengi Traders. A Ferengi merchant offers you to the deal of a lifetime. Roll a d6. On the result of a 3 to 6, you receive a permanent +2 system token for any system of your choice. Wow, that's really awesome. But on a result of a 1 or 2, you must trash your entire hand of command cards. Then we have to discard it. Yeah, of course, we will definitely take the chance here. I think it's not really an option, so I think let's do that. So we're hoping for a 3 to 6. That's a 3, awesome. So we get a +2 token, and as the Excelsior is going after the Corina, it will get the +2 weapons token here. So this will be our battleship for this game. Awesome. Okay, let's move over to the Yiga. I think the Yiga will move into this sector here. And here we have the class K planet. Status habitable. Installations at this location require 1 additional control token to build. Okay, that's really not bad for the Federation player. But of course we have to roll the encounter die first. And again, we have an encounter in this sector. And again, we have to deal with some nasty Ferengis. This time, this would be the Ferengi Explorers. Ferengi Explorers attack your starship without warning. Roll a d6 to determine how effective their weapons are. On result of 2 to 6, a friendly ship of your choice in this location is the target of an attack with a weapons test total of 15. On a roll of 1, the weapons test total is 30. Resolve the attack like a normal combat. Discard after this attack. So first of all, let's see how bad the Ferengi will hit us. We are not looking for a 1 here. This is a 5, though their basic action weapon roll would be a total of 15. Now, I think the current power setting for the Ferengi ship is pretty much okay. So we have a shield setting of 7, and I think this would be the perfect time to try to complete one of these 2 missions here. So we would be able to maybe avoid damage with this battle prowess here. Or we can just take, oh come on, let's take this damage and fulfill the battle scar mission on this size. Right now we're still looking for 8 additional points, and with a roll of d6 this would even be not enough. We could play our advanced sensors card, but even with that the result is pretty much, I think it's pretty tricky to complete the battle prowess card at this point in time. So I think the Federation player will not play any cards at this point in time. The same will go for the Klingon player. There is nothing that would match the situation at this point in time. So we will just roll the die for the Federation player. We are looking at least for 1. Shouldn't be a problem. It is a 1, though at least the result is not double the amount of our shield value. So the Ferengi attacks us with a 15. We have an 8. This is more than half, so the Yiga takes 1 damage. So we also go to the yellow alert level. I think we will follow the same setting in respect to power adjustments here, so that we will be still able to move around a little bit. Then we reveal our Battle Scar secret mission card. For that we get 1 additional victory point, so we are already at 6 victory points for the Red Federation player. We grab a next mission, and this one is definitely a tough one. A line of control. Again, it's a secret mission. Control a straight, no zigzags, unbroken line of locations between your command post and your opponent's command post. Come on. You earn victory points equal to the number of locations in this line divided by 2, round down. So if we would be able to get this line, we would gain 2 victory points, and for this line we would even get 3 victory points, but this is really an incredibly tough mission goal. I'm pretty sure about that. I think the Jäger will do a scan action. She has still an action left, and she will scan this deck or this sector here. This is an inversion nebula. Any ship that ends its turn in this location must succeed at level 10 sensor damage or take 1 damage. Okay, that's definitely a tough one. Good that we know that. At least the Federation player knows that. Well, that's a good opportunity for the Enterprise to move into that sector here. Right now her engine settings are at 5. We still have to subtract 1 because of our adjustments to the Enterprise, so this would bring her down to 4, but I think this is more than enough to let her move here and move further. This has a size of 3, and to move into an adjacent sector we only need 1 additional movement point, which she currently has, so no problem here. The Enterprise will move into this sector here. First of all, we would end our movement here, and then we would have to do a level 10 sensor test. Her sensors are already at 10. She also has a +2 modifier from the modifications that were done to her, so we don't have to do any adjustments at this point in time. Still, we have to roll the encounter die. This is a 2. Again, we would have to deal with an encounter, and this time we meet a curious life form. This is a persistent encounter. An inquisitive alien has hitched a ride on your starship. Place this encounter card on your ship as cargo. When this ship resolves an encounter card that requires any systems test, you may discard this card to automatically succeed at that test. That's definitely nice, so we take it with us. And for her action, I think she will do an influence action on this inversion nebula. The Klingon player will take a cloak action for this ship here, so we will put a sensor echo to the same sector here. I will give them a shuffle and so on, but what I found out during my preparations for this episode is that the IKS Somra doesn't have a cloaking device, so it's not possible for her to be cloaked. This is really a pity. So I will remove this cloak token here. I will bring the Somra back to the game board here, and now she would be able to do something different, and I'm really thinking of moving down there. So let's see what we have here. This is empty space. Again, a pity for the Klingon player. Still, we have to roll our encounter die. This is 3, so no encounter for the Somra, and I think the Somra will move ahead now into this sector here. This is only a size of 2, so this shouldn't be a problem for the Somra. Let me check. No, it has a current movement of 4, so we don't have to do any adjustments at this point in time, so we will move into this sector here as well. So we reveal what we have here, and this time he's definitely more lucky as we found a class M planet which is habitable, and installation at this location require 1 less control token to build, and this is of course perfectly awesome. And as her action, of course, the Somra will take an influence action. So during the next turn, because no other ship will make it to this location during this turn, at least this is what I think, I will try to find that out, but for now she is in control of that sector, and then the Klingon player will be able to play this secret mission here. This is secret for now because I dealt it at the very start of this playthrough. When I continue drawing secret missions for the Klingon player, I will keep them hidden. As I just figured out that whenever the ship explores a location without triggering an encounter, place a control token on that location, which the Somra just did. So the control token that we placed was already there, so she can still an action here. And I think For an action, she will try to build, or she will build an outpost doing an influence action. So we would have a Klingon outpost at this location. This also means the foothold mission is completed now. So we gain 1 victory point, bringing the Klingon player up to 4 victory points. And then we draw an additional mission card, and this says make a successful level 20 census test on an uninhabitable planet. It's at least 2 victory points, but we definitely need 2 ships to complete this mission. So I think this is a good way, maybe for the Somra together with the Corina also. Let's see. Being cloaked, the Marta has a movement value of 9, and this is definitely a good value. So we move 1 cloak token to this location here. So I have a size of 6 here, so I can move through into the adjacent sector. I'm not allowed to encounter this sector while being cloaked. Then we will move this cloak token to this sector here. Again, we have to stop our movement as this is an unexplored sector and we are not allowed to explore it while being cloaked. The Corina will move into this class 11 nebula here, and as her action she will do a cloak action, and I really double checked with her. The Corina is able to use a cloaking device, so we will have 1 cloak token here. We will remove her from the board and we will put the cloak 2 token to this location. So this was turn number 1 in this episode, and I really do apologize for all the mistakes I did. So I will do now a next turn and really try to do it right this time. Again, I really apologize for all my mistakes, but yeah, you know, sometimes this can happen. Okay, I think we will move the Enterprise to this sector here. We will not take a scan action. And this time we have a hypergiant star. But the only thing that really matters here is the size of 9, which is huge, so we cannot easily move through here. And some nice little flavor text. The NX-01 Enterprise was the first ship to observe a hypergiant star at close range. Nice. We still have to roll the encounter die. On a roll of a 1, we would have an encounter. This is a 3. This time no encounter for the NC-1701. And for her action, she will take a control action because she will never make it through this sector here, being that huge. I'm pretty sure I will not be able to make it for this mission here, so I'm allowed to cycle 1 mission during my turn, and I will cycle this mission here. So this will be discarded, which allows me to grab a new mission, and this is way easier. This is again the foothold mission, build 1 outpost for 1 victory point. So we will move the Jäger 2 sectors here. This has a size of 3. The engine rating is at 8, so or 6. That's a 6, definitely not a problem. So we would be here at the class 1 nebula, which is habitable. We already have a control token on it, so we are allowed to place 1 outpost to this sector here. And this allows us to complete this mission here, build 1 outpost. We gain a victory point, and now we are officially at 6 victory point. Our starting mission pile is now depleted, so we are now able to grab 1 mission from one of the piles there, so science, influence or combat. I decided to go for a science mission at this point in time, and this would be the Stellar Research. Make a successful level 20 census test on a star for 1 victory point. Luckily we do have a star nearby, so it should be really possible to maybe move the Excelsior here, or maybe call the Enterprise back to support the Jäger in doing the scan here. So I think there are definitely some ways to complete this mission. In order to support the line of control mission, I think I will try to move the Excelsior to this sector here to increase our influence there. So I will take a move action to this sector. We already know what's there. That's basically an empty space. Oh, I forgot this would be a star, an O-type star. So we moved here. We have to roll our encounter die. So on the roll of 1 or 2, that's not the case. And this has a size of 5. The current engine rating is at 9, so we don't have any problems here. So I will move to this adjacent sector here, the Inversion Nebula, and there the Excelsior will do an additional influence action to keep this line here straight and secure for the Federation player, because he could easily win the game with this mission. This ship will take another cloak action and will put another sensor token on the board. So again, bringing some confusion for the Federation player and for myself, I have to admit. This sensor token will move 5, 7, 8 spaces to this location down there. We will reveal ourselves, so this is cloak number 1, so this is the IKS Marta here. We will basically do a power adjustment here. We will bring her to the normal white alert level, so with a weapon level of 13 and a shield level of 13, so this is pretty powerful here. As her action, we will send an away team down there. We are still allowed to move these cloak tokens here, so I will move this cloak token there, and I think I will move this cloak token here. The Somra will do an additional influence action, and with this influence action we will create a colony out of this outpost. Remember, this location allows to build installation for 1 less control token less. Normally you would need 2 control tokens to build a colony. We only have 1 here, but I think that's perfectly fine because of this class M planet. So the Klingon player just built a colony which has a shield level of 15, and this is definitely pretty nice to protect. And that's basically the end of round 2. Hopefully I didn't do any errors in this second round here, and again I do apologize for all my mistakes I did in this episode and also from the last episode in respect to cloaking the Somra. I'll really try to play it right from now on, but please feel free to join my playthrough here, make suggestion what the Federation should be doing. So should the Enterprise move into this sector as planned to build her straight command line here, not knowing what this cloak token is at this point in time, or what should the Yiga do? Should she try to repair during the next turn to go to the white alert level? And what about the USS Excelsior? Please send in your recommendation, your suggestions, and I will try to follow them during my next episode. I hope you enjoyed it so far despite all my errors, and hope to see you soon in my next episode. Until then, bye bye.